in Sanskrit it's called the Atman, it's God within. It's also your own inner self, your soul. And this became my base. And so how many people have experienced as you've gotten more spiritual that you've been separated from family and friends that you've had, right? Okay, I'm going to say this. It's disconcerting, it's the normal process. There's no other way it can go about. What's happening is that disconnection is creating space for the other thing to arrive. Right? So spirit is trying to get in, but you're so immersed in the things of the ego, the illusions. And so it can't get in. So the only way it can get in is to remove those things. And in that interim space, you feel lost because you don't fully have grounding or rooting yet in spirit, and yet your roots are being pulled up in the physical world. Know that this is a natural process and be patient. So we'll talk more about that. So that was my process. And mine lasted for decades. So, and I don't even look old enough for something to have lasted for decades for me. And I didn't even want it to, but that's how I went down. And so that's the process. So here's what happens. If you pass through this, even it's called, Rumi calls it the dark passage of grace. These periods of loneliness. What happened was I went through the periods of loneliness until I stopped hankering for human company. First I was lonely for regular company, but then I found I couldn't relate to it when I had it. And then I later found out I really don't want it. What I want is higher company. I want higher consciousness people. Hard to come by, right? It was harder for me to find those people. So then I'd have to wait. So then I'd be lonely for higher consciousness. And during that time, I sought myself. I kept telling myself, I sought myself, until it reached the turning point. And anybody, if you've ever done anything, like say if you're learning something new, an instrument, a sport, right, or something deep philosophical, sometimes for a long time it feels like you're not getting it, you're not getting it. And then what will happen is if you stay at it, something will click and you'll find that, oh wow, I got it. Did anyone ever had this experience with anything, like where you playing a sport, doing anything, right? And suddenly you find that you're able to do it. And the whole time you thought you were failing. What was happening, and there's a science to this as well, is your bodies were being reshaped. So to be able to do the new thing. So during the reshaping process, you feel lost, right? You feel like you're neither here nor there. Keep going. And then what will happen is you'll see, oh, it did work. And it was working all along. And so that's what happened to me. It reached the point where actually I had myself. And I would return to this.